Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly setups. So we are going to be analyzing over 20 pairs using the fxalexg strategy, and let us see what we have for this week. This right here is going to be the full version, right? The full version, the longer version, so that you guys will see my thought process behind every single trade, right? So let's get started. So this was the pair we took last week that we won 1:4 to reward ratio trade, and we don't need it this week. We have already collected the money. Alright, so let's get started. Right, on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that the market is still clearly bearish, right? So what we'll simply be looking for here is, let me delete this alert. Alright, so first off, the daily time frame is bearish, right? The weekly time frame, let's see. Weekly time frame is also bearish at the moment, right? Weekly time frame is also bearish at the moment. So I can see this weekly area of interest. Let's draw it first. Right, I want to see if it aligns with the daily time frame. So coming over to the daily time frame, you can see clearly how clear it aligns with the daily time frame. So simply what we're looking for here is a retracement back to this area to sell. So let's see how other time frame we are looking. 4-hour time frame. Alright, 4-hour time frame does not look good to me because of this strong engulfing candle right here. This was a news candle by Powell last week. We're already out of the market by then. So since we are working with the weekly and the daily, what I would like to see here is price to come back to this area of interest on the 1-hour time frame, right? Create a new high, have a cleaner price action actually, and then maybe we can continue selling. Basically, we just want price to get back to area of interest, have a shift of structure and an engulfing to enter here. So should I add it for the pair for this week? The reason I'm skeptical is mostly because of this candle right here. So let's just keep it one side first, or let's just add it for the pairs for the week, then we'll talk about it later. Next pair, AUD as usual, we delete everything. Daily time frame is currently bearish. Weekly time frame, I don't like the price action on the weekly. 4-hour time frame, let's see. Can't see anything on the 4-hour time frame. Area of interest on the daily can look something like, I'm not adding this pair for the week. It's still all over the place, right? So next pair, let's see. Alright, this particular pair, we were waiting for a retest to buy. I'm pretty sure this pair already played out. Let's see. Let's delete everything again and see what we have. Daily time frame, currently bullish. Daily time frame, currently bullish. I can see an area of interest here, but let me explain something that I don't like on this pair right here. Is that the area of interest is clean, right? We have one tap here, two, and we just broke above that area of interest. We don't technically have three taps because this candle have not really rejected off of this area of interest. So technically we have two taps, and the very first tap was over here in April 2025, which is over 133 days ago. So you see why I'm very skeptical on this particular trade right now. The 4-hour time frame, don't like the price action, and it's actually bearish on the 4-hour time frame. I'm supposed to be buying together with the daily and the weekly. and the weekly just rejected from a weekly high. So it's possible that this thing can actually start rejecting and going down from here. So we're not adding it for the pair for the week. GBPNZD. This is weekly time frame. Let's see what the daily is saying. Okay, technically daily time frame, we're waiting for a retracement to buy. The price already played out. No longer interested on this pair right here. Next pair, AUD card. Alright, AUD card, we are still pretty much going to be waiting for the break and retest above to buy. It have not happened yet. We haven't taken the trade yet. As you can see, the daily time frame. As you can see, the daily time frame have multiple rejections. So if we can close above this area right here and have a retest, it's going to be a very strong area of interest, right? USD JPY. USD JPY on the daily is actually still bullish. Daily is actually still bullish. So let's delete everything first. Daily is still bullish. We are pretty much going to be drawing the same area of interest. Weekly time frame is bearish, but we are rejecting from the last previous structure point on the weekly, right? As you can see, the price on the weekly time frame has momentum, and then at the retest of the area of interest, it was slowing down. So I like that. On the 4-hour time frame, absolute momentum on this market. So I don't really like when momentum is coming to area of interest. I want it to slow down, get into area of interest, and then we start seeing some form of buying momentum on the market. This right here, I don't like it, right? I'm sure that this last week news just spoiled the market. So my pretty much not take a lot of markets this week. Next pair, AUD JPY. AUD JPY, let's delete everything. Daily time frame. Alright, so daily time frame is bearish, right? This is the lower low and this is the lower high. Usually wait for a retracement to continue selling, but clearly I can't see any clear area of interest around here, and I don't go all the way to March or February to be looking for any area of interest right there, right? But this is the cleanest we can see right here. Let's just see. Should we use this area of interest? Let's see how other time frames are looking. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is also, it's actually bullish because I'm going to be counting this as a structure point. I'm not sure how to play this market, and when I'm skeptical like this, it doesn't play out the way I don't like, the. Alright, so this is my game plan on AUD JPY, right? AUD JPY is on a daily area of interest, right? But this area of interest that we're using started from around March 2025. So technically that is price action of about, let's see how many days. Price action of about 154 days. It's too far, and there's no current price action around this area that is going to give us any form of rejection. So this area of interest, even though it has 1, 2, 3, 4 rejection from area of interest, is still not as strong. I know that 3 taps from area of interest is supposed to make it strong, but because of how far the price action that's contributed to the tap is making it not strong to me. So I'm technically going to be using the 1 hour on this particular trade, and this is what I'm planning on seeing this week. So let's see. So this right here is a cleaner price action for me. So what I will simply be looking for is how market opens, right? Of course, you cannot enter trades on Sunday night. So I'll just look for a minor support and resistance area right here to take this trade. So we have a little bit of something like this, right? So what I'll simply be looking for on this pair is not the best pair for the week, but it looks clean enough, right? So if you can get a break and retest under this level right here, I'm interested in selling AUD JPY this week, right? So we'll add it for the pairs for the week. AUD USD. I'm sure AUD USD, the original game plan for last week was a break under here and a retest. So technically this is the break right here and this is the retest, but this price action for the retest is actually bullish, not bearish, right? So I don't know how exactly I'm planning on playing this market because of how bullish the market was, right? But price haven't still closed above this last structure point right here. So if price is slowing down, because this was a 4-hour candle, if price is slowing down around here this next week, I'll consider selling this market. So let's see what the daily is saying. Now, as you can see on the daily time frame, the daily time frame engulfed 1, 2, 3 days of price action. This is a right point for us to sell, but how the price action was forming before it gets to that point is what is turning me off, right? So I'll make a decision on if to add this pair for the week. Let's see how the 30 minutes is looking. I'm not really sure how to play AUD USD, but the best game plan I can come up with is maybe if price is available around, let's see, around Tuesday, right? That is if price action does this, has a break above this high to create a new higher high, then shift structure and then retest, and then find engulfing to sell, right? But I don't want it to just happen here. I want it to happen somewhere around here. The reason for that is because the EME is going to be coming like this. So if price is slowing down around this area, it means it's respecting the area, right? So if it slow down enough and price and EME gets to meet it, then when EMA starts to shift structure and the price action starts to shift structure, it's my play out, right? So I'm not going to be forcing any setup this week because last week ending news just like ruined the market. So technically this is what I'm supposed to be looking for next week on this pair. So do I add it for the pair for the week? I'll make a decision about that later. GBP USD, same ridiculous price action. This market no go sweet abeg. So alright, so we'll take this game plan of upper week, right? I think we wanted to have a break and retest above this area to buy. So if we can get that this week, we'll buy this market, right? GBP USD, if we can get a break and retest above this area, we'll be buying this market. GBP CHF. Weekly time frame. Alright, GBP CHF is at a historical low, right? Every single time we came around this level right here, we bought up strongly. Came around this level from the weekly time frame, you can see all those data, right? And this history continued. Is okay. All right, so looking for sales on this market is not advisable because clearly it looks like it's going to buy up strongly. So let's see the daily time frame. The daily time frame is also bullish. The 4-hour time frame is bearish, right? So if you can get a clean enough price action around here, of course we need it to like shift structure again, right? Because it's clearly bearish on the 4 hour time frame. But there's this 4 hour strong support and resistance area right here, even on the daily time frame, right? So first of all, we have to wait for price to get to this area first. If it gets to that area, then we look for a shift of structure. And I want the 4 hour time frame to actually be in line with this particular trade. The reason for that is mostly because 4 hour time frame and 1 hour time frame, they work very well together, right? So I don't need the 4 hour to be bearish, especially when it's looking like this, like a head and shoulders, right? It looks like something that's still going to continue going to the downside. But if we get to area of interest and it actually shifts bullish on the 4 hour, then on the 1 hour, we'll just be looking for shifts of structure and engulfing to take the trade buys. Well, is this going to play out this week? Let's just add it to skeptical pairs for the week or something. USD card. We'll delete everything again. Daily time frame. Alright, USD card is looking clean to some extent. So let's see what we have. Let's see if we have something here. This price action, this area of interest might be a 4 hour area of interest. Let's see first. Well, clearly you can see from the EME on the daily, we just shifted bullish, right? I still expect us to continue these buys on USD card. Weekly time frame just had a strong weekly rejection from area of interest, which is also not good. So daily time frame is telling us to buy, weekly time frame is telling us to sell. See, don't like that. But weekly time frame is actually still bearish. So 4 hour time frame, let's see, with the same candle again, right? With the same candle again. So I don't know what to even do here. One hour time frame. One hour time frame. The price action are not just clean, especially this one on USD card now, especially on the 1 hour, because that is the time frame we are supposed to be entering the trade on. And if it's not clean, we can't really know where to even put our stop loss, right? I mean, it's looking clean on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame is saying the opposite. It's having a rejection candle. So I'm not willing to bet my money on that pair. Euro USD. Let's see what we have. Alright. Next pair. CAD JPY. 4 hour time frame. Alright, I can see a 4 hour area of interest here. This happened in June. Okay, still relevant, right? Alright, daily time frame was not as clean. That's why I just almost technically ignored it. But the daily time frame is clearly bearish. From the EME, you can see that price is switching bearish right now on the daily, right? No need to look at the weekly, or let's just look at it, right? I know it's not just going to be a very clean price action. Weekly time frame is actually bullish, right? So price action on the 1 hour, again, I still don't like it. All these long candles coming to area of interest aggressively, I don't like them, right? Usually what I'm supposed to look for is a new break below here, a break above again, and then retest for buys because of the higher time frame. But I don't know if to add it for the week. Let's just keep it here. GBP JPY is the same thing. Wow, this week is not good. Daily time frame. I don't like that pair either. NZD card. Alright, finally some good price action. NZD card, we are looking to continue this selling momentum that just started. Right, so let's see. Daily time frame is clearly bearish, and for the first time I'm actually liking this impulsive candle that happened, right? Because once an impulsive candle happened in the direction of the overall trend, we are looking for a slowdown getting back to area of interest, and then a shift of structure on the 1 hour time frame. So let's see how the weekly looks. Of course, I don't expect it to look clean because price have been consolidating here for the past 100 days, right? Consolidation for 100 days, lazy. 4 hour time frame is currently bullish. 4 hour time frame is currently bullish. So you see, I'm coming back to, okay, we took this pair. Is it this pair we took? No, it's NZD USD. So NZD card, let's see. It has a clean area of interest, and we should be selling. But if you look closely, you see that this was the lower low and this was the lower high. Price closed below again, making this the new lower low and this the new lower high. Now that price is above, this is now the new higher high and this is the higher low. So we're not supposed to be selling in a market that has higher high and higher lows. We're supposed to be selling in a market that has lower lows and lower highs. Let's see how the 1 hour looks. Alright, so 1 hour time frame. Maybe we'll have to wait for price to get back to area of interest again, right? And then have a shift of structure and engulfing to enter to take sales. So it's going to look like a head and shoulder pattern on the 1 hour time frame. So let's just add it to the week. We'll just be monitoring this trade closely. It's not really like one of the best pairs, but it has a very clean area of interest. I haven't seen any pair that I just like right off the bat, which is not good for this week. GBP card, daily time frame is just having some consolidation around here. Don't like the daily time frame. 4 hour time frame, is currently bullish. Now for some strange reason, I like the price action on the 4 hour time frame. So let's see what we have here. So the area of interest we are going to be using here is the 4 hour area of interest. I want to see how it looks on the 1 hour time frame. So this has a clean area of interest. As you can see on the 1 hour time frame, is more clearer. Anytime we are above, we are rejecting up. Anytime we are below, we are rejecting down. Right. So now that we are currently above, it means we are due for that retracement to the upside, right? And it already had a retracement back to area of interest and is having the engulfing. So we are technically supposed to be in on the next candle, but you know that we are not supposed to enter on Sunday night, right? So this pair might actually just leave us, right? Coming into the week very fast, right? Because it's supposed to actually start moving aggressively to the upside. But if it doesn't do that, I'm looking for where to enter, right? It's like that is the only entry point. We can't really find any extra break and retest above, right? There's no clean price action above. and the final take profit is supposed to be here. There's just no entry point. The market is clean, but there's no entry point. We are supposed to be in on this candle right here, but we can't enter on Sunday night, which means the market might actually spike up or spike down fast on Sunday night as soon as market open. Next pair, Euro GBP. Euro GBP on the daily time frame has 1-2 taps from area of interest. Let's see how the 4 hour looks. Alright, so the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour time frame is actually currently bullish, right? So I think I'm going to add this pair for the week. We had a break above area of interest right here, right? And then we had a retracement and an engulfing. Technically, we are supposed to be in here, but since we cannot enter on Sunday night, there's still a point for us to enter this market. I think. Let's see. Let's go over to the 1 hour time frame. Alright, so on the 1 hour time frame, I'll technically just wait for a retracement back to here, and I want it to slow down, right, so that to reject off from these structure points right here. And if we can get an engulfing, we'll buy. It's a little bit risky because I like a more textbook trade, right? Let me show you what I mean. I like a more break, like this break and retest trade for me to take buys so that I'll continue buying, right? This particular trade right here, this is what it did, right? It did this, so this is what market did. This is not a clean price action. It's not a textbook trade, right? Technically, we are supposed to be waiting for this retracement. It's at this retracement that we are supposed to be in, right? But this is not a clean price action, as you can see. So it's a risky one, but it's better than most of the pairs I've just seen during this week, for this week, right? So you don't have to trade this week if you don't see any clean setups. I'll just be very patient on taking any trade this week. So I'm adding Euro GBP to the pairs for the week. Let's go to NZD JPY. NZD JPY daily time frame is bearish. It's not rejecting off of any structure point on the daily. 4 hour time frame. Alright, I can't even see an area of interest. Next pair, Euro JPY. Daily time frame. Forward time frame, can't see anything. Euro JPY 4 hour time frame. There's a resistance area right here that I can see. There's a resistance area, so maybe we'll just wait for a break and retest above that area because it's a clean area to continue buying. So let's add it for the pairs for this week. We don't have much pairs for this week. And the last pair, Euro NZD. Daily is bullish, weekly clearly bullish, 4 hour also bullish, but we don't have area of interest to buy from. But we don't have any area of interest to buy from, so we can't add it for the pairs for this week. So let us see the pairs we just called out for this week. NZD USD, I'm technically going to be waiting for a shift of structure on the daily to enter, because we are working mostly with the daily time frame here. So if price gets to area of interest, it's going to be rejecting off of this daily resistance level, right? So there's bound to be a reaction from there. Weekly time frame just is bearish, but it's clearly bearish here right now. So, and we have a strong weekly support and resistance area. So what we will be looking for is just a shift of structure. But like I said, I think I want this pair to happen somewhere around Tuesday, mostly because of the EME. But if EME is not in line with the trade, we can just look for the shift of structure and engulfing to enter. So that's the first pair. Let's see. AUD. All right, AUD JPY. That is my best pair for this week, right? Because I can see a more cleaner price action to sell. So if price opens and opens above, well, then is the market is gone. But if it opens below, right, like price breaks below, clearly it's breaking trend line and it's also going to be breaking this minor support and resistance area. So if it breaks below, this trade might be might happen very soon, as soon as Monday, right? So that is my only favorite pair for the week so far. GBP USD, I want a clean break and retest above this area right here. I'm not willing to join these sales because market has pretty much been bullish and price is finding it hard to just go all the way down to this last previous structure point. So I actually like bullish momentum on this market. So if you can get the break and retest above here, I'll feel more confident in taking that trade. NZD card, what were we looking for? I think it's back on. All right. After GBP USD, we have NZD card. This is a more cleaner price action for me. So NZD card, I like NZD card for this week, right? So we have let's see, price closing bearish under this minor area of interest right here, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, I'll simply be looking for a shift of structure and engulfing to enter this pair, right? But we are mostly looking at the daily time frame. So if daily time frame can actually come back to this area and have a doji of 1 day, right, and then the next candle is now engulfing, that would be very good because our final take profit target is supposed to be all the way down here. There's no any other market structure that is supposed to be stopping price until price gets to this area right here. But that would be very unrealistic. We'll start closing our profit at 1:2 first. Then we see whether we can set and forget all the way down to this area. Another pair, Euro GBP. We are looking for buys on this market. This is also a tricky one, but I'm sure we are working with the 4 hour time frame here to continue buying, right? We just need a retracement to continue buying. So I like this pair too. And the last pair, Euro JPY, we want a break and retest above. So my best pairs that I just mentioned are Euro JPY, AUD JPY, and one of these pairs, I've forgotten which one. And Euro GBP, right? So those are the pairs for the week. So I'm going to be creating a shorter version of this video, right, so that people who do not follow the longer version will follow the shorter version and know the pairs for the week, right? Every other pair, we have little to no pairs this week. Some of them are going to play out, some of them are not going to play out. And I wish you guys a profitable week ahead. That's pretty much it, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. And I'll see you guys on the next video.